What's going on, guys? Austin Zabak here with another YouTube video. If you're brand new to my channel, we're typically talking about business, finance, and real estate, but today we're gonna talk about the top credit cards of 2021. We're gonna talk about a couple of different credit cards ranging from a good beginner credit card to a couple of intermediate credit cards, and then also a couple of advanced credit cards. So, that'll give you something to look forward to if you're not quite there yet, and if you are there, then maybe this is something you could take advantage of right away. And we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it without further ado, right after you take just a quick second and just smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. So one of the good beginner cards that probably every beginner should go ahead and look into is the Citi Double Cash Card. So this card is pretty straightforward and it actually gives you 2% cash back on every purchase. So this card actually gives you 1% when you use the card and you actually go and buy something, and it gives you another 1% when you go ahead and you pay that off for the month, which I actually really like because they're rewarding their users that are actually being responsible with credit cards, which again, in my opinion, is great for a beginner because it really teaches you and it really emphasizes the importance of actually paying off your credit card. Because again, that is the number one reason that people have a bad taste in their mouth when it comes to credit and credit cards in general, is because, people just think for whatever reason they were raised to believe that credit cards are bad, right? And the reality of it is, credit cards are not bad, okay? You're just bad at utilizing it the right way. So that's just one of the reasons that you should go ahead and get this Citi Double Cash Card. There's also no annual fee and it's completely free to actually get and to keep. And depending on when you get the card, there's 0% APR for up to 18 months. So you're not gonna have to pay any interest on anything that you buy for the first 18 months. That's just another level of icing on the cake as to why this could be a great beginner's card. Another really great reason that I actually like this card a lot is there's actually no category restrictions, and also there's no cap on how much you can actually earn in terms of cash back like you see on a lot of the other credit cards. The only thing that I really wish that card in particular offered was some sort of sign-up bonus like you see on a lot of the other credit cards, but again, that isn't something you see a whole lot on a good beginner card anyways. It's something you typically see in the intermediate or the advanced level, so just kind of keep that in mind. But again, I do actually think it's a phenomenal card. Like honestly, if I was like 18, 19, 20 years old, even 21, whatever age I was really, but especially if I was just starting out, that would definitely be my go-to card to go ahead and start building my credit and building my credit score, so later on down the line I had that working with me and not against me. Okay, moving right along to the second card, and this I would say is like a beginner to maybe an intermediate card, and that is the Chase Freedom Flex Card. Now, depending on when you go ahead and look at this card, a lot of the offers that I've seen lately are that you'll get like $200 of a bonus the moment you spend about $500 in the first 3 months of having the card. And you'll actually earn about 5% cash back on all grocery store purchases up to about $12,000 within the first year of getting the credit card. So I would definitely maximize that. Just go ahead and just stock up, okay? Stock up for a zombie apocalypse, stock up for another year like 2020, because why not? You'll get the cash back, and on top of that, you'll be all stocked up. They'll also give you 5% cash back on up to $1,500 worth of the bonus categories, 5% back on travel through the Ultimate Rewards portal, 3% back at restaurants and dining, 3% on drugstores, and 1% back on everything else. And again, there is no annual fee with that particular card. And if you don't want to have to go through all of the struggle of looking into the different bonus categories and stuff like that, then maybe a good alternative for you would be the Chase Freedom Unlimited card instead. And with that, you'll get 1.5% cash back on every category, and you don't have to look into the different bonus categories or anything like that. And this card will be a little bit better for the people that wanted just a little bit more benefit than all of the people that went and got the Citi Double Cash Card. So in my opinion, I think this is actually a really good card. It isn't, in my opinion, again, that hard to get approved for. It isn't really designed for somebody that does a whole lot of traveling, I will say. So if you are somebody that does a lot of traveling, then maybe stay tuned in just a minute. And we've got a couple of cards coming up that I think will be a lot better if you want to gain a lot of points and spend them on travel. But overall, I think it's just a phenomenal card for beginners and maybe even to like an intermediate level, just depending on who you ask and how you look at it. All right, so for our third card, I went ahead and I took the liberty of actually bringing it to my studio with me because I really like the way that it looks, I like the way that it feels, and I do have a little bit of a love-hate relationship with it, okay? And that is the Apple credit card. Now, I'm just gonna show you exactly how this came. This came in a little package just like this. You flip it open, it's actually kind of cool. Now, this is actually like really, I would say this is like a really thick like card stock, okay? And basically, it's really simple. You just pull out the card. Now, what I love about this card in particular, and we're gonna break everything down here in just a minute, is it's really heavy, okay? I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear this, but I wanna see if you're able to hear this, okay? I got my microphone right here, so let's just see. That thing is like, I mean, this might be, I'm gonna look it up right now. This might be heavier than like a Chase Sapphire Preferred or Reserve, and also maybe a little heavier than the Amex. So we just went ahead and looked it up, okay? And I actually did not know this before I just said that. This card right here is 14.75 grams heavy, okay? That is a heavy freaking card. Now to put that in perspective for you, the Chase Sapphire Preferred card is about 13 grams, okay? So it is 1.75 grams heavier than the Chase Sapphire Preferred, which is like pretty freaking heavy. Now, here's another interesting thing about the Apple Card, okay? And this is the part I have a love-hate relationship with because you've gotta love technology, okay? There's actually no credit card numbers on the card at all. I don't know if you can see this, but all it says is Goldman Sachs and MasterCard, okay, on the back. Now that is the back of the credit card. Again, on the front of the credit card, all you have here is literally just your name, the Apple logo, and then the chip reader, okay? So again, you're gonna have to really love technology because if you go on a website or something like that and it asks you for your card information, well, you don't have any. Okay, so you can actually get all of your credit card information through your iPhone, through your wallet section in your iPhone, okay? So there's actually a cool little, obviously, as you know, application on the iPhone, but I don't know if you can see this, but the Apple Card's actually kind of cool. You can track everything right through here. You can see exactly what all of your expenses are. You can pretty much do everything in here. You can see your weekly activity, just the whole nine, okay? So that part of it's pretty cool. And again, you can get your credit card information through there. You can also pay all of your bills and everything like that right through the wallet section of the app. So that's kind of cool as well. So if you're a big Apple advocate, like you've got an iMac or you've got a MacBook Pro, you've got an iPhone, then this could be a cool card for you. But let's just go ahead and talk about some of the actual benefits of the Apple credit card. One of the coolest features, in my opinion, of the Apple credit card is that you can actually see if you're approved to get the credit card with no impact to your credit score, okay? Now that is really big in my opinion because, you know, with every other credit card out there pretty much, you know, basically to see if you're approved, they're gonna run your credit. And although, you know, sometimes they say it's like a soft inquiry, you know, for me it always shows up as a hard inquiry, and I just don't like having a lot of hard inquiries on my credit report, so I really like that about the Apple credit card. Now, they do say that after you go ahead and get approved and you get your Apple card, that it could go ahead and give you that soft inquiry or that hard inquiry and actually affect your credit score. But again, that's after you're already approved. So if for whatever reason you weren't approved, it isn't gonna impact your credit score in a negative way. So you do actually get up to 3% cash back on this particular credit card when you buy Apple products, which makes all the sense in the world, and you do have to actually use Apple Pay when you buy an Apple product. And there are supposedly a couple of other things that you can buy as well that'll get you up to 3% in cash back. And this is actually real cash that you can use right away, which is also kind of cool. This is basically instantaneous, and it doesn't like accrue on your next like credit statement or whatever the case is. You'll get 2% cash back every time you use it on basically anything when you use Apple Pay. So hopefully you can use Apple Pay when you're out and about, and if you can't use Apple Pay and you have to use the actual physical card, then you get 1% cash back on all of those purchases, so just keep that in mind. You can also choose any amount that you wish to pay, and Apple Card will actually go ahead and it'll generate basically and tell you how much interest you're actually gonna pay on that particular purchase in real time. And supposedly Apple claims that they'll never sell any of your data to any third parties for any marketing or advertising, which in my opinion, is also really cool because a lot of these other credit card companies or Credit Karma or whatever the case is will definitely sell your data, and they'll go ahead and they'll market to you and they'll advertise to you. There's actually also no fees at all associated with having the Apple Card, okay? There's no foreign transaction fees, no late fees, no annual fees. Basically, there's no fees at all, supposedly, with the Apple Card. So overall, I do actually really like the Apple Card. Now, I am an advocate of Apple in general. I'm not somebody that uses Microsoft, and I'm also not somebody that really uses an Android. So for me, it makes all the sense in the world. Now, if you are somebody that doesn't really use Apple products, then this card honestly might not make as much sense for you, so definitely just keep that in mind. So moving right along, we're gonna go ahead and talk about the American Express Platinum card, okay? And this is a bit more of an advanced card, so if you're a beginner, I probably wouldn't apply for this card right out of the gate. Now, I actually have the American Express Business Platinum card, which is a little bit different than the one that I'm talking about, but I do actually like American Express, and I think that they're a great company. And again, depending on your experience level with credit cards and depending on your credit and the situation and what you plan on really using it for, this could also be a great card as well. Now, the American Express card comes in at 18 grams, okay? So this is actually 3 grams heavier than the Apple Card. So this is a really, really solid card, okay? I mean, just holding this card in your hand, it just feels good, okay? I'm not gonna lie to you, like this is a good feeling credit card. So we're just gonna go ahead and do a little drop test with this card. Let's just see if you can hear it, okay? This is a good feeling credit card. Okay, it doesn't sound as good as the Apple Card, okay? The Apple Card does sound a little bit better, I'm not gonna lie. Now, I'm dropping it on a wooden desk, so maybe if I had like a metal surface or something like that, it would sound a little bit better. But it is heavier than the Apple Card. In my opinion, the Apple Card just, according to the drop test, it just sounds a little bit better. So you can actually earn up to 10x the amount of points on your new card when you use them at US supermarkets and US gas stations. Of course, there's a limit to that, and that is on up to about $15,000 worth of purchases. And it has to be in your first 6 months of the card membership. So that's an additional 9 points on top of the 1 point that you would normally get on all of those purchases. Now, you do actually earn 5x rewards points for flights booked directly with airlines or with American Express Travel. Starting January 1st of 2021, you earn 5x points on up to $500,000 on these purchases per calendar year. You also get 5x membership rewards points on prepaid hotels booked on AmexTravel.com. This is totally a card for somebody that's just traveling, maybe they're eating out a lot, they're taking flights typically when they travel instead of driving. I mean, this is really somebody that kind of fits that kind of lifestyle. Because the downside of this card, okay, and I'm just gonna get it out of the way right now, is there's a $550 annual fee, okay? So if you're not gonna utilize the points that you get with the card, you're not gonna be traveling a lot, you're not really gonna be like eating out a lot or anything like that, then this actually might not make any sense for you at all. Now again, it is 2021, okay, right after 2020, so you might want to take that into consideration as well, because I'm not entirely even sure where in the heck we can even travel right now. I know for me, I've been wanting to travel, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait till all this is just like over with and it's just like blown over, because I don't even know where I'd want to travel right now anyways, and everything's just kind of a mess. So definitely keep that in mind, obviously. If this is a card that you're going to apply for anytime soon, you really just want to go ahead and you want to pay attention to that and really see, how much are you really going to be traveling in 2021 anyways? Or do you just wait a little while and maybe get the card, moving closer to 2022? One thing I do love about Amex though is depending on when you go ahead and you sign up, they do typically offer really, really, really good sign up options, okay? Up to like 100,000 membership points within the first couple of months of spending a certain amount of money. But typically you gotta spend quite a bit of money within the first 6 months, somewhere like $5,000 or something like that. And again, it does just depend on when you actually go ahead and sign up and what promotion they're offering at that time. So moving right along to the final credit card, and this is actually one of my favorite cards, okay? This is a card that I use actually all the time. I really enjoy the card. And there's actually a couple of other benefits of having this card as well, which we're gonna talk about here in just a minute. And that is actually, I showed you just a minute ago, the Chase Sapphire Reserve card, okay? Now this card comes in at about 13 grams. It doesn't sound as good when we give it the little drop test, so we'll just go ahead and I'm gonna show you one more time, but it isn't as good as the Apple card, I'll tell you that right now, okay? It doesn't sound that good, but I'm not gonna lie, when you hold it in your hand, it actually feels like a really good card, and it definitely feels way better than all of the debit cards and stuff like that out there. Now, depending on when you go ahead and you apply for the card, I've seen Chase run a lot of different promotions on this particular card, okay? All the way from up to 50,000 bonus points when you spend a certain amount of money within a certain amount of time, all the way up to 100,000 points, and really everything in between. I think I've seen them at one point drop it down to like 25,000 points, but I believe at the time of making the video, it's at about 50,000. So if you wanna wait until they run another promotion offering 100,000, obviously that's not something they announce, okay? So you'd probably just have to wait and check in every so often, but I have seen them do it, so just take that with a grain of salt. So if you do get it with the promotion they're running right now, you get 50,000 bonus points after you spend $4,000 within the first 90 days or 3 months. Now you do get an annual $300 travel credit, okay, which will go ahead and help outweigh a little bit what the annual cost is, which the annual cost on this one is just like the Amex, and it is at $550 a year. But again, I really think that they do a pretty good job with the $300 a year travel credit. So if you do travel at least a little bit, then that will help outweigh that cost a little bit. Now, one of the reasons that I personally really love the card is you do get 3x points on any dining worldwide, okay? So any restaurants worldwide, you get 3x the points. So if you're somebody that likes to eat out a lot, then this could be a great card for you. You also get 3x points on a lot of eligible delivery services. So if you're somebody that uses like Uber Eats or Postmates or something like that, look into it a little bit to make sure that that qualifies, but you can definitely stack quite a bit of points with the card. That also includes grocery stores, okay? So 3x on any grocery store purchase. So I guess even if you don't eat out and you just like to cook all the time, then just, I don't know where else you would get your food, but just go to a grocery store to buy your food or eat out. So I guess really what I'm trying to say is on anything food related, okay, you get 3x the amount of points. So one of the reasons that I really love this card, honestly, is because the back end of where you get to redeem your points on travel and like whatever you want pretty much is probably the best that there is out there, okay? I've seen a lot of other cards where, there's a lot of airlines they're not partnered with and you're on some weird airline or you're just like redeeming your points for like just some weird stuff that you really don't even need, okay? But with Chase, they have a wide variety, a wide selection on how you can actually redeem your points on things that you'll actually use. There's also no foreign transaction fees, so that makes it really nice if you're traveling abroad. You don't have to worry about paying that stupid fee. You also get a lot of travel and purchase coverage, so definitely look into that as well if you're somebody that wants to get a little bit of coverage with anything like that. Now here's another really cool thing with the Chase Sapphire Reserve that I feel like not a lot of people know about, okay? I'm gonna show you right here. So this is what they call the Priority Pass card. Now let's see if I can show this to you, okay? That is the Priority Pass card. Now, they're not gonna send that to you right when you apply for the card, but if you go into your back end of your Chase Sapphire Reserve, you can request that Priority Pass card. Once you have that card, it comes with it, okay? And that will allow you to get into like just a ton of different like airport lounges and stuff like that when you travel. So there's over 1,000 VIP airport lounges throughout 500 cities throughout the world. And I'm not gonna lie to you, when I travel, there's nothing like walking into an airport lounge, using my Priority Pass card, and just eating and drinking for free the entire time. A lot of these airport lounges even have showers, and they have like little sleeping pods. You can charge your laptop. They've got free Wi-Fi. It's just way better than just sitting in those old beat up chairs right outside of your terminal while you're waiting for your plane. They also give you some really cool benefits with a lot of their partners like Peloton, like Lyft, and like DoorDash. So definitely look into that as well if any of those companies are something that you use or will use quite often. So there you have it. In my opinion, those are the 5 best credit cards, ranging from beginner cards to intermediate to advanced level credit cards in 2021. I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, if you wouldn't mind, especially if you're here to the very end of the video, just dropping me a comment down below. I would love to hear your thoughts. And also, if you haven't already, I would really appreciate it if you would just smash the like button again for the YouTube algorithm. Consider subscribing to my channel, as we're typically talking about business, about finance, and about real estate. I would greatly appreciate it, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one.